It's the vibration, a sweet sensation every time that you are near. A positive fixation, making all my doubts disappear. Hello, are you feeling it too? This current running deep. Everything feels fresh and new. Secrets that my heart will keep. It's the vibration, a sweet sensation every time that you are near. A positive fixation, making all my doubts disappear. Just you and the space we're in. The rhythm of my heart beats with the groove. A brand new place to begin. It's all in the vibration of you.
Chat. How we doing?
Hello. Positive vibration. Just you.
Let me move that. Actually, let me put this cord down here so that's fixed. What up, chat? Miss K, hysteric, elevated, guten morning, trader, Adam, Jeepers, Vish, hysteric. I already said that. How y'all doing? Mark Zuckerberg, Joe, that is an understatement for what we saw today. That is an understatement. Not good morning. Well, that's fair. Just waiting for a short entry. Oh, dude, I kind of am too. I like the thought of it. Below the open, rejecting kind of this end of day little pivot here. If we end up getting that push lower. 15 did get a fail to go lower, but we'll see. Initial thesis is follow the open, right? Joe, that's the kind of market we're in. I mean, there's opportunity everywhere. Also, before we dive into too much, did anyone hold that ES yesterday? Because every target we wanted hit. Every target. 27 points looked amazing. It looked amazing, and then you go back on this chart, and you're like, damn. We would have came within, I think, one point. We came within half a point of getting stopped because I did move my stop to like 415 at one point. So that would have been close, but just in general, I mean, we were look at just the areas we talked about. 40s right here came up, tested really well, respected for a while. So beautiful target for anyone that held to there. I think the next one after that was what, 70s? 70-ish. That hit right at the New York Open. Long's worth a stab here. I'm not stabbing longs yet. No. I'm personally not interested yet. That thesis can change, but it's not something I'm dying to do. What up, KG's VP? Slightly toasted. Poison. Acer. What up, Jordan? What up, Blink, Armani, Soul Shift? I was selling Armani. It was interesting for sure. I don't know. My only qualm about it is why it targeted so much about people thinking I was Jake. The beat was sick. Stop loss Poppy Tuesday. Also, chat. It's not just mine. No, mine's the 16th. It's not just mine. Saturdays is Mitch's as well. So make sure come Friday, you guys hammer Mitch in his stream with happy birthdays. It'll be a day early, but he's likely not streaming Saturday, you know? So I found out Mitch's is Saturday, so we got to celebrate that as well, you know? Yeah, mine's Tuesday. Hell yeah, Miss K. Stop loss. Yours is the 16th. Dude, what is, I need this answer. What is 9 months before June 16th? What is that? So December, November, October? What the hell happened October 16th? Because I know probably 7 different people with June 16th as a birthday. And I don't know why. It's the only day I know where there's that many people with a birthday on that day. I miss oil pops and any war news. The problem right now is there's so much uncertainty overall in every aspect that everything is going to have that panic selling, which it's safe to say we're at a point where we're getting those little panic sells. Most people might not realize NQ sold off 1,600 points today. 1,600 intraday within like 2 hours. Your son's June 17th. See, I don't know what it was back in the day, but something crazy had to be in like mid-October. What up, David? You're November, baby. So you were probably Valentine's Day. Got like 250 of those 1,600 points today? Hell yeah. Let's do a little quick poll. Our normal poll. How you guys feeling on the market? I think the craziest part is there was a lot of potential today, and I didn't take a trade. I was content with last night's trades, and I didn't take a single trade, which is wild because of the opportunity that was there. W morning also far this evening. Evening's just started. As long as your risk is in control, that's recoverable. That is fully recoverable. At this point, I want to see how we react to the open. Because obviously there's new news coming out. It's not like, I feel like the market's not overly news candle driven, but we are bombing Iran again in retaliation. We're profitable traders because we share birthdays with Tupac. Hell yeah. We moved so much today, we might chop tonight. David, that's the thing though. We're at a point where if we chop, that's okay. Because range right now on, let's say, NQ is 250 points with what we set up. And then with ES, you're looking at like 20, 25 in potential, you know? So even if we consolidate, there's opportunity. I'm just likely going to, my thesis is probably going to be the same it's been this week. Look for those little trades that are like hit and run, couple R, and then see if runners can do their thing. Victoria, did you do well today? If you're saying what a day, I'm guessing you shorted at some point. I'm guessing you caught some type of short and you let her ride. Then what is a $60 spread? Yeah, we're in a massive range. Joe, no shit. Trading on Adderall has been a whole new world, brother. I mean, if someone told me that, I'd be like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I see a few of you guys talking about consistency rules. Consistency is just a battle you got to pick. Do you want to fight that consistency, or do you just want to keep trading the account for a while and then slowly work towards the payout over time? And you just can't, if you're going to mess it up, you just can't mess it up aggressively, right? Don't go making $3,000 in a day on a 50K, because then you're just cooked in the end. Match, feel free to put whatever you want in chat if you want to run that. I don't know if I'll understand it. We're going to gap over red again. Gael, I don't know if gap over red is possible. I don't know if, well, there's data in the morning. We have CPI pre-market, so that doesn't count. I don't call that a gap because, you know, you have CPI gap. But ES alone to get over red would need 114 points overnight. NQ would need 760. So I don't quite know if I lean towards a gap over anything or gap under anything. What up, PK? Sam, like that 500 to 1K day is great. Especially because 1K, you're still well within the consistency. It's kind of risky. Went half lot size. Wasn't fully convinced. Yeah, I agree. Gold shorts from 273. Took 1.5 R. Gold shorts 273. Yeah, I mean, it's gold. The thesis has just been continuously short the pops. And it's worked flawlessly every time. How big did gold sell off? Gold's not terrible, 130 points. I mean, compared to the indices, it's not terrible. What's crazy is oil got this rally and then just faded it for the most part. So even on oil, 4% news candle isn't insane. And I know it sounds crazy to say. What up, Aaron? I'll get to that comment in a sec. I'm new to futures, and truthful consistency is just fine. I would believe the only people who have a real issue with it are those trying to YOLO payouts. If you're steady and consistent, it's easy. TCM, where some people struggle with consistency is those who like to let trades run. And I've struggled with that personally with consistency at times. But it just takes me longer to get a payout, and I'm fine with that. Because, like, if you let the trades run and you end up making too much, a lot of times people force themselves out of trades because of the consistency rule, which can be irritating at times. But in reality, there's a point where you weigh the risk to reward. Like, if you keep making more, the risk now is what you have to make total on the account. 15-minute possible failure to go higher. I'll be honest, I would love one consolidation bar on the hourly, but it's not something that's needed here. The NQ short off the open would have been nice to start. What's that so far? It's crazy how fast we move now. It's just crazy. Going for options, futures, I feel like trading. I'm trading easy mode right now. Risk is far easier to manage. TCM, it is drastically easier on futures. Because a lot of people where they struggle with options is they trade options trying to simply just trade the price action. That's not what options are. Options, you fully have to trade the Greeks as well. Through and through. You have to trade the Greeks on top of the risk. The Greeks are a part of the risk parameters within options. And a lot of people don't do that. They just try to trade the chart, which, yes, it can work. But if you don't pay attention to like the aspects of how the Greeks are going to move, that's where you can really get skewed on things. But that's why I like futures, because futures, you are simply just trading price action. That is all it is. Should have closed in enough flat. Damn, Victoria, sorry to hear that. At least you came back from being red, though. Yeah, Aaron, it's kind of where we're at with the vibes. We're trying to see, is tonight going to be a lot of potential? Or is it just going to be shorter, like risk to reward perspectives? And like, I'm starting to think this would have been a really, really nice entry. I wasn't overly dying to get in at that point, but I should have been paying a little bit more attention to the open. So that was something to note. At this point, though, if we do get down to these lows, I'd love to see a consolidation between 60 and 65. Just a brief one. Because that's right at last week's lows. If we get below last week's lows, I'm definitely interested in shorting for sure. Agreed, Sam. Agreed. I mean, it's not even just today. I feel like the market in general lately is where you want to try to let a trade run. And for me, this is where you can really capitalize on your runners. I feel like that's the kind of strategy that's probably going to excel in these markets that are just quicker trades, where you get out a certain portion of your position and then let the runners try to work like we did last night. If you're trying to hold full size, yes, you can do very well, but you're probably going to eat some stops at times. And that's just is what it is because of the volatility. ZP, that's what I do on all of my accounts. Speaking of which, I need to do that on an Apex account real quick. Just so I don't screw it up. Wait, did I already set that? Oh no, that's a different account. I usually set my 50Ks around like 1200-ish on a day. 101% today, mostly puts. Beautiful. Yeah, Elder, the thing is, like, even if I missed this opening rejection, which so far it looks like I did, there will be opportunities. So I missed the move there, but I wasn't dying to look to get into a trade. We're at long oil. I truly don't know. I truly don't know. Just because the 4-hour structure. I'm honestly shocked it's not above 91.6s, to be honest. If it gets above there, I'm fully interested in longing. We're right at this broader support around like 89 that we've been talking about. If we can get back above the open, I could be interested in oil longs. I don't know. It's not something I feel like I want to take today, though. I feel like I really just want to focus on the indices today. $300 away from passing. Wait, $300 away from passing eval and green on my first trade on my second eval. Digging in the mastermind, it's been a game changer. Hell yeah, Jordan. Absolutely love to hear it. Absolutely love it. Ryan, what do you think is what are you calling the recent low on NQ? Samir, I agree wholeheartedly. I would, as much as I would love to hold full size, sometimes I do. I can't do it on every position like Jake. I just mentally can't. I would much rather trim and execute just like we did last night, where you take small positions off. And that's how I do it. If I think there's a larger potential of a move happening, I'll trim smaller positions and then try to let a bulk of the move run. And then if I think, all right, we may not get a lot of follow through, I'll trim a larger percentage and then see if we can get those a little bit off those extra contracts. Yeah, TCM. That's exactly how options are. Really enjoy two cons. Take the first off at 1-1 or 2-1, peel it off, let the second one ride, set it break even. Blink, that's what I like. I truly just love that whole thesis of getting out of some when you can, putting that trade break even, so that way you're guaranteed profits. And it's not even the guaranteed profit aspect, it's that you're guaranteeing it's risk-free on that trade. And you can, that's when I really can just let it do what it wants to do. TCM, I know a lot of people that do that. And also what some people do is they'll quit options, go full-time futures. And occasionally, if they'll look at like the daily chart or something like that, then they'll start taking options again. They'll just like, that's how I am. I haven't taken an options trade yet this week. Obviously, it's only been 2 trading days. But it's just, I'm very patient with options. And I just trade them when I want to trade them, but I'll trade futures every day without a problem. What up, Tiffany? Good to see you too. What up, Richie? Around 28,250. I don't think we get there. I'm definitely not looking there tonight. If I was looking to short NQ, I'd be looking towards 28,800s. On a more aggressive move, retest this clear as day 4-hour support. If we break that, then I would start to look for the floor to fall out. But for me personally, that's my main target. I'm not expecting a massive continuation day to day. I feel like at some point we will be maybe a little wider range bound just going into the inflation data in the morning. Samir, that's exactly why I do it, brother. My mental health reigns supreme over everything with trading. Yeah, Aaron, the trick is with trading multiple accounts is don't, like you said, you caught $700 with 3 accounts. This is a good perspective. The way I look at that is you caught a $700 trade, which is exactly how you talked about it. Where I think a lot of people get into the emotional aspect is when they start doing the math across all accounts and go, oh, I'm up 2,100 today. Technically you are, but technically that was only a $700 trade. When you look at it as just a one type of trade, then I think, yes, that's when it makes it a lot easier to copy trade. I try to basically just focus on one account, pretend I'm just trading one account. And then if I have other accounts following it, cool. Let's go, Taylor. Dara, both. I take 0 DTEs and multiple days on options. All depends on what the charts and setups are really looking like. 28,800. I like 28,800 because that's last week's lows, which we are right at on ES. ES's last week's lows are 73.59. What's the RTY and Dow Jones look like? Dow Jones looks rough. I'm still going to be a little patient because we are an hourly inside bar. And I still think we can see this hourly close an inside bar, even though we still have 38 minutes. There's a chance we break outside of it, but I would personally like to see us close that as an inside bar. And I know a lot of people probably don't want to hear that, and we don't have to close at it. But for me, what I would essentially be looking towards is something more so like this to play out a little bit, you know? Let us trade in a little bit of a range, and then we look for that continuation outside of it, and I'll be happy. I kind of want more than just one little bit of a lower high. Then we can use that multi-time frame analysis aspect, kind of like we did yesterday, to see, all right, where's this truly going to go? Because right now, I don't have a clear, yes, this is going to straight mantle. Yes, the 15 doesn't look great. It doesn't. If we do, how we react to this low is going to be important. We have 8 minutes left. If we push lower here, then yes, bearish 15-minute through and through. If we end up getting more so this failure that's kind of been happening here, then I'm anticipating that range to kind of continue. Yeah, Blink, and I'm going to be honest, that is, I might be like on my own here compared to the masses, But that is something that actually irritates me on social media. Not even irritates me. It doesn't feel like, it feels weird to me when people be trading, like let's just say with Apex, for instance, and they catch a $500 trade. And then they start saying, I just had a $10,000 trading day. And for me, I'm like, it's hard for me to agree with it because yes, technically you are up 10 grand across 20 accounts, but it's a $500 trade. You know what I mean? Like if you caught 10,000 across all accounts, then yeah, that's fucking amazing, which 500 is still amazing. But it's more so just, I just don't like the thought of saying that. Like I always feel cringe if I trade, let's say 3 accounts together, I make 2 grand. If I start going, oh my God, I'm up $6,000 today. I don't know. That's just how my mindset is. It's weird. I'm asking because it seems like the Greeks won't affect it as much on multiple day options, right? Dara, not as much, but they will still heavily affect it. And what that fully depends on is, and this is where you have to play the Greeks. It depends on your expiration and your strike price. So how far you are out of the money or in the money. That plays a huge factor. Closer you are in the money, the less the Greeks matter as much. What up, Marks? How you doing? Yeah, Aaron, I love having multiple funded accounts. Wholeheartedly, I love it. It is blinking. That's why I feel like it can definitely benefit a lot of people. Instead of sizing up aggressively on one account, just get extra accounts and continue trading that size. Because then you just multiply the P&L overall. Was that an engineering seminar? Hope it went well, Marks. Hope it went well. Suck. If you see an entry, take it, brother. If you see an entry, take it. Just because I'm sitting cash doesn't mean you have to. TCM, part of that is likely due to VIX. When you have a bigger VIX crush like this, you need a massive move to kind of capitalize off of this. That's where shorts really come into play, because when VIX moves with shorts, it adds fuel to the contracts. But when you get VIX kind of crushing like this and you get a move to the upside, you need a really aggressive move to the upside to get anything that you can really capitalize on. What's your opinion on oil? Because of the increase in volatility. Yeah, Jordan, that's it. There's a 4.25 point spread on NQ. Yeah. Yeah, there is. I mean, that's what happens when you get volatility. But that also shows this shows how like liquid ES is. ES is 1 tick spread. Well, 2 tick technically, 1 above, 1 below. What do you think of oil? 2 people. What do you think of oil now? See how it reacts to the open. Same thesis as the indices. We have a wider first hourly candle, hourly inside bar. This isn't an hourly chart that I'm like, hell yeah, I want to trade into, you know? So I'm okay being patient. If I don't see something that is like A+ that I'm desperately in love with, I'm perfectly fine sitting cash. I am. And I know some people may not be in a session like this where we're getting a little bit of volatility. I'm cool with it. I sat cash the entire New York session today. And people are going to think that's delusional because of the amount of potential we had. I was fine with it. I did well last night. I'm cool with it. But no, see how this 15 closes. If this 5 rejects, we have a 15-minute failure to go higher, failing to even get up towards the open. So right now, bears are defending the open. That's something to note. We're not even getting up towards like 89.4. So bears are a little bit in control here. If we get back up above the open, then bulls will be taking control in this chart. For now, though, bears do remain in control. Indices are kind of teetering off here a little bit, at least ES and Q. Got a minute 40 for this 15 close. Let's see if we do fail to go lower or not. See if buyers defend that low. Man, I'm out of a trade since like 7 or 640. I forgot, but man, shit ripped for even more in my direction. How do you deal with that? Rochi, this isn't what a lot of people do. The way I deal with that is it is what it is. It truly is what it is. And I know that's very blunt and it's not like that beneficial to say, but that's how you have to view it. The second I make a decision on a trade, I have to be okay with it. We can go to last night to actually look at it, for instance. Last night's a great example. We caught this on ES. I'm beyond happy with 27 points, right? But we talked about the potential of it going to 40. We talked about if it broke 40 upwards towards like 70. Every single one of those targets hit. If I would have held that trade and not gone full out, that would have gone, let's see, 40 would have been at least over 7R for 45 points. And then 70 would have been 75 points at almost 12R. Yeah, that would have been awesome to catch, but I caught the piece I wanted. And at that point, I made the decision to get out. I have to be okay with it. Why do I have to be okay with it? Because a lot of times when you're not okay with it is when people start to tilt. That's when the real potential danger comes into play, you know? And at that point, it's literally putting a risk reward on your psychology. And this sounds crazy, but it is. Are you going to be okay with it? Or are you just going to let the chart continuously be irritated, you know? And that's where the irritation and stress will come from. You're focusing on things that already happened. Because that trade, we got out. We can't change anything about that. We can't. Let's say let's just say for some reason, like let's say I shorted here. And then it pushes back up and stops me out here. May have been a bad entry if that happened. But at that point, there's nothing I can do at all about that trade. The trade's over. Trade got me out. I'm out of it. I'm flat. I can't change a damn thing. So there's zero need for me to stress over that and let it impact any future trades. And that's just how I view it. Austin, no need to post a question 3 times, brother. I'm working my way down the chat. I will get there. I usually answer every single question. Don't you worry. If I answer someone below you, then feel free to throw it. Do you guys have a preference on NQ versus ES in general? Let her cook. So we actually did a poll yesterday, and the numbers honestly shocked me a little bit, but it was kind of like an anticipated shock. Because it was like 73% of people said they primarily trade NQ. But for me, I primarily trade ES. I'm in the minority here. I love ES. I love the spreads on it. I love how it's the most liquid contract in the entire stock market, and I love how it moves. So for me personally, I like trading ES over NQ. Through and through. What time Jake comes on? Jake comes on at 8:30 in the morning, brother. You got 13 hours for that session. Little reaction off the lows here. 15 didn't fail to go lower, but the next candle did. It'll be interesting if this holds. Oil not even getting up to the open. The indices trying to hold this little support here around 65. If that pushes back up towards the open, it opens potential for long still coming to play. If I'm minus $900, what should I do to come back? Just trade, brother. Just trade. You're only down 900. That's recoverable. If you think 900 is crazy, then you likely sized too big on that. You know what I mean? But 900 is not even half of the loss limit that you can have on a trade or on a prop firm. So what I would do is just trade the correct size, likely a little bit lower than what you traded if 900 was one loss, and then just work your way back. Jordan, I haven't been to any. I would love to know of any big meetups that are happening. I don't think we have any planned at the moment. I'm sure Jake has thoughts in his head, but nothing that I fully know of. Rochi, beautiful trade. 4 contracts, 14 points. Even if that's minis or micros, beautiful trade. Oh, you're on a 25K account? Brother, if you're Austin, one thing I will say is if you are trading full-sized NQ on a 25K account, good luck. I will just straight up say good luck because that is absurd in this volatility. I wouldn't even recommend people trade NQ on a 50K in this volatility. But then again, I don't recommend people trade MNQ because of the fucking wicks we get on it. Francisco, the main levels that I pay attention to, I mark last week, so day, week, and high or month, the highs and lows. So you can see yesterday's high, low, last week's high, low, and then last month's high, and then lows way down here. I just mark that to keep an eye on it. I use it for broader pivots. But these little highlighted areas are my support and resistance. I just scroll back to like the last day or two of price action. These are the ones we actually used last night. And you can see how well they maintained throughout the entire night and the New York session. Like, it's just how well they reacted. But I just get that off the 15-minute. Look for like little structure pivots. And I mark those and trade off of those intra-session. Well, that's a nice thing too. Is you can trade more aggressively on MES and ES versus NQ. You're short ES? I don't hate it. I don't. Too little failure. 15 might push lower. Gold is just selling. Gold's already down 30 points this session. I don't know why, but I'm cautious on this chart. Like, it looks bearish. It looked like it'd be a really nice entry, but I'm cautious on it at the moment. And it might bite me in the ass. It truly might. Blink, that is a genius comment. 900 what? You're overthinking it. You're not down unless you believe you are. Yeah, you have $500 in drawdown, or $5 in drawdown left. I'm not red. Still green. How degen do I need to trade to afford a 50K car? Well, you're probably looking at like least $1,000 a month payment. So whatever you need to do to afford that. Hassan, I think that's great size. One ES contract. I'll trade one ES contract on a 50K. I did yesterday. I trade 10 micros. What up, 44? How you doing, brother? Blink, after the past week of seeing MNQ's wicks, I have zero interest in touching it. Like, if I trade that chart, I will likely trade NQ, and there's no way I'm touching NQ in this volatility. But I refuse, especially last night. Last night, NQ saw a 35-point candle. MNQ saw an 88-point candle. That's almost 3 times the size. That is not something I'm trading. It's not worth it to me. I don't like this daily bar, Brian. I don't think anybody does, brother. I don't think anybody likes this daily bar. Hell yeah, Rochi. Love that. What up, Mike? SR, the levels indicator is you have to be in the Discord to be able to use it. So you have to be in the $99 a month subscription to be able to access it. Let's get it, Cool J. I'm still waiting on an entry that I like. I just don't like how we continuously keep holding this little support here. Like in theory, this is similar to yesterday, but I don't have the same like, oh my God, I desperately want to long this. I'm open to trading this chart either way, wholeheartedly. But it's similar to yesterday. A break of this candle's low, to me, that should go test here right away, immediately. Like, it makes no sense why we couldn't go down 5 points and hit that low off this bearish of a 15-minute candle. We close slightly below, and then we break this candle's low again, and we still can't even get that momentum. So we have a strong support of bulls right around the 65 area, which we did talk about earlier. So that is why I'm cautious on shorts. I'm not willing to short at the moment. And like I said, it may bite me in the ass. It might, but I think it might save me more than anything. Do you blow accounts to avoid being moved live? No, Uncle Brocky, I would never do that. I've blown accounts because sometimes I get a little degenerate, or I just, take a few losses in a row on account with the way I rotate them. That account just gets the brunt of it. But no, I'm not shorting, or I'm not blowing accounts to avoid going live. I'd love to go live. Mike, no, brother, what happened? Hey, dang, I don't know exactly what news caused that. I know at 5 p.m. today, we started a retaliation bombing on Iran because they shot down that Apache yesterday. I don't know what caused this rally or this sell-off. If anyone in chat knows, feel free to throw it in. I wasn't watching news around this time. I know here Trump said something about Iran was willing to agree to a 15-year non-nuclear deal. And then Iran came out again and said, yeah, no, that's not true. Johnson, CPI is tomorrow. They said job. I figured rate hike speculation was already in play. Got that drop for another 800A. Hell yeah, Cool J. Yeah, I figured the rate hikes was already starting to be priced in because I thought that was apparent after the report last week. I forget what the report last week was. Back, that's got to be the worst. When that happens, you look at it, and if you just used a little bit less size, you would have been printing. I've been there. As you're bored, I'm not messing with my XGF. She's too wicky. Blink agreed. Luckily, that's NQ's just been like one night stands for me. I never stay with that thing. Sam, is that a question or are you saying that? Because yeah, the flat and all, I use flat and all on everything I trade. Like 20 times. Someone ask a question about that I missed? Oh, what does it mean to flatten all? Okay, yeah. Just saw that. Yeah, Austin, if you do, I always click exit market and close, or I click the flatten all button on TradeC. I'll click flatten all and cancel all. That'll close all your positions, and cancel all will cancel any extra orders that are on the chart. So instead of having to like just click buy or sell to get out of the contract, you just hit flatten and it just market closes everything. On that ticker though, you have to do it for each one. Blink, it's the same setup similarly, but not as much. Because that setup yesterday was more of an aggressive kind of pullback to that low retest-ish. Yes, it's very similar. It is. This one's obviously not as aggressive, but that's what, like, I'm cautious on potentially shorting it, but I'm not overly eager to long like I was yesterday. I could see the longs working out. I'm definitely interested in trading this either direction here, but I'm more cautious. See how this 15 closes. If we fail to go lower, I'm definitely not interested in shorts. And they can still work. They can. I would need the 15 to close like at the highs, though, for me to be like, oh my God, yeah, we're going back up to the open. I think if this does pivot, though, it'll give us an entry at some point. Similar to yesterday. If you missed yesterday's entry, which we caught literally the low of that entire move, which is crazy. If you missed that, there's always more opportunity throughout the chart. So we'll see. But no, I can see this holding here without a problem. Yeah, Dob, Trump bombed Iran again, but that was at 5 p.m. So that was after market close, and this is the only gap we got from that. So it's not, the market's not reacting off of that. Blink, the helicopter news came out last night after stream. So we continued to rally throughout that. It came out, I think it, like 10 or 11-ish last night. But us retaliating off of it happened today, obviously at 5. What up, Ron? Why you choose ES over NQ? It's drastically more liquid overall and is less volatile. It still makes nice moves, but and from a percentage basis, like if NQ moves 1% and ES moves 1% and you trade one contract for each, there's a drastic difference between them. So you can trade heavier size on ES if you want to, which allows you to be able to trim more often. But no, I just don't like the volatility on NQ. I don't like it's basically like fast twitch volatility on the lower time frames. And then if I traded NQ, I'd want to trade MNQ, and I don't trust MNQ because in the past 2 weeks, you get random wicks that just stop you out when the chart never says it on NQ. Where ES and MES follow each other almost to like the exact tick. Oh, okay, Sam. That's usually how it goes. Most people usually don't blow accounts starting red on the day. Well, no, that's a lie. They do. But I guarantee you the same amount of people blow up accounts that were green and then ended up flipping red, and then they continue to aggressively trade. I'm starting to lean towards this holding more. The big thing to note is so far, what did we want? We wanted an hourly inside bar. That's exactly what we're getting. It's been 47 minutes and we're getting the exact price action we kind of wanted here so far. So we'll see if that maintains into the Asia Open. Evening, Adrian. You're willing to burn 1,137 to find out if 625 is the answer. I mean, Blink, it could be. This, like I said, it's very similar to yesterday, just not as clear, but it can hold. One HP. I've never traded on TradingView, so I don't know if there would be a short keyboard shortcut for flat and all. You can probably program a keyboard shortcut. That wouldn't shock me. What are your thoughts on the 127? Blink, I liked it the first time. I like the 1127 better. Thoughts on NQ weekly? I mean, nothing's changed. We've spiked below last week's lows and held so far multiple times. We're just in a consolidation. We talked about this yesterday. There's a possibility this broader support holds, and price action like this can happen in that. I can tell you though, if we do rally, this is a lot stronger of a thesis for this to hold, because we get this aggressive push lower. If we get back above last week's highs and maintain it, even through CPI, I would start to look more on a broader bullish perspective. For now though, I'm still mainly neutral on the mid to high time frames. Out the way, I do not keep my stop loss where it is. And yesterday's trade, what we did, we ended up, I forget where the first target was. Was it like was the first target like 400, somewhere around there? Somewhere around there, I don't know. First target was somewhere, but once we hit it, I moved my stop. I move it based off structure. So I moved it up towards this low, and then once we got that continuation farther, I put it break even. Once we ended up getting this break, I moved it to like right here. And then once we got the stronger push up here, which I ended up getting out like right here, I moved it up to like 415s. So once I start trimming, I trail it. But I don't move it usually until I get a trim off. Umar, I do. I just don't promote them personally. But I do one-on-ones. And like mentoring. What up, Dougie? Cool J, what do you mean, what about gold? What do I think about gold? Gold has been a sell every rally kind of chart. This isn't a chart that, it's not something I trade often, but this chart's weak. No matter what time frame, no matter what chart you look at, this thing's weak. At this point, I would love for it to go test this wick. I don't know if it's going to get down there or not, but it looks like it wants to. So we'll see if it gets that continuation or not, but it looks like it wants to get down there. Gold's just not something that really interests me a whole lot. Oil coming back up to try to retest the open here, as the indices are fighting this little 70 to 73 area. 2 minutes trying to hold. 2 minute, 1 minute. The problem is now we're right in the middle of this range. We do have 9 minutes till Asia Open, so I'm likely waiting for that. I'm going to take base hits for the next 3 days before my first payout. Beautiful, Johnson. That's the way to do it. Got wicked out on MQ last night. I'm sure a lot of people did, Marks. I'm sure a lot of people did. Brian, not really a specific window. I usually just trade between 7 p.m. and probably 2 a.m. Why aren't we trading gold then? I don't like gold. Straightforward. I don't like the chart. I don't like how it moves. And that's the thing. Even if gold can look phenomenal, But if I don't like how the actual individual name moves, I have no reason to trade it. And I won't force trades on something just because the chart looks good if I don't like trading the asset. Some people love trading it, and there's nothing wrong with that. I would assume probably more people in here trade gold than trade ES. It's because a lot of people usually stream, or when they're posting on social media, they're always trading gold. Taylor, that's because they're not as tight with the volume aspect between NQ and MNQ. So it's just something you have to be aware of with MNQ is you're going to get those big wicks because it's lower volume. Yeah, Brian, I'll trade New York time because I know someone else asked if I trade New York. I trade New York, but usually after like 11 a.m. for me. Because that New York Open's usually a higher volatility, so I usually trade after like 11 a.m. And then I'll trade anywhere until like 3 to 3:30 p.m. if I want to. So anywhere in that window, I'll trade for New York. Umar, on Instagram works, which is the links can be posted in the chat, or Discord if you're in the Discord. If anyone took this long, beautiful. But now you see exactly why I was cautious on taking shorts. I truly didn't think that, like just looking at the charts, it didn't look like bears were really in control. And I think it was pretty clear on the lower time frames specifically. Beck, it is night and day easier to hold ES than it is NQ. Night and day. Because I used to trade NQ. I did. And then I went to ES and I never went back. I've gotten multiple people that are actually on stream because I've seen them talk to switch from NQ to ES. Slightly, that's how you get the bot to work. You have to have an exclamation mark in front of it. Yeah, see, even right there, there's two people that changed from NQ to ES just off my streams. Gael trading YM off my streams. There's a lot better name. Like, yes, NQ pays the bills. It does. But also, it'll crush you if you're not careful about it. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to trade. It's just not something I love. But no, I hope I saved some people from diving into shorts there. Or at least being a little more cautious on your position. Hell yeah, Blink. I'm glad you took it. But like I said, though, I did not love the shorts. And I said I was willing to let it bite me in the ass if it ended up going lower. This market's got me so out of place, and I can't tell whether it's bullish or bearish. Upon Alex, that is exactly how a lot of people feel right now. I mean, look at the poll I put in chat. It is 56%, 54%. And that's okay. It's okay to be neutral on the market. That is exactly how I am. You just have to be willing to trade either direction. And this is where a lot of people need to adapt because we just came from an aspect of the market where it was, oh my God, the market pulled back, buy it, and you're going to make money. We're out of that sentiment right now. We are in more like higher uncertainty times. Uncertainty brings volatility. That's how it correlates, you know? And you just got to be open to trading anyway on the chart. I'm fully open to it. Like if we reject off of here, we can go right back lower, back towards the lows, and bam, I'm interested in shorts. We get below 65. If you want, you can look to trade this range until it breaks. There's a lot of different ways to trade it. But yeah, you just have to be a lot more patient or just willing to take smaller stabs, but being able to trade it both ways. That's how I view the market right now. And we've kind of talked about that for a few days now, and it's played out very well. That's brutal, Taylor. That's brutal. Yeah, you either, I mean, wide stops for sure, but it depends on when the volatility is. Obviously, if you're trading New York today, you need a wide ass stop. You need a wide stop. Any little buy setup on NQ. I mean, you're talking, let's say this 5-minute candle here. That's 123 points. So yeah, you need crazy stops on something like NQ. ES is probably still aggressive. Yeah, that's 20 points. So you still need aggressive. If you're trading New York session, you definitely need wider stops. Asia, you can get tighter stops because of how slow it moves. You just got to really be patient and wait for that entry that you love. Like if I was truly bearish and I was like, oh my God, this is going to reject here. If I believed it in my soul, you could take a stop here or an entry here, throw a stop at the open. That's 5 points. That's tight on ES. Aaron, I've seen those wicks during New York as well. Let's just say NQ's a side chick with an attitude and ES is wifey, more calm and respectful. ES is drastically more calm and respectful, and that's why I love her. 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. volatility, yeah, that's the Asia Open. Usually 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. will have some volatility. But yeah, nice trade, Blink. TCM, it depends on what we do here for that statement. It does. Because I agree. Like if we see 73.65 again, we will drop lower. Yes, we can, but we can also continue to range. But like this is the strongest candle probably of the session that's closing right now. Actually, it is of the entire session. This is the strongest candle. If we get a spike above that, we would open a new hourly candle. We're still sitting in that hourly inside bar. If we get a spike above that slams back lower, then yeah, we're failing to go higher on the hourly. We could. But it depends how we get down to 65 for me. Right now, I lean more up than I do down on the chart, even though we are still range bound. Which, yeah, it would have been nice to take this entry, but for me, I was just being patient. Because I could have seen it going either way, but I was a little bit more bullish than bearish. And so far, that initial drawing worked well because I think we were down here when I drew that potential chop. See what Asia brings. If we get above the open, I'm open to little pullbacks to potentially go long. Ollie, it already happened, brother. It already happened. Adrian, that is exactly what it is. All we're doing is building structure. We're trying to find out where the actual support and resistance are in the higher time frames. And that is why we're getting volatile. That is why we're getting these super wide ranges overall. In theory, it is chop. It's just higher time frame chop, which is what kills a lot of people. By the way, chat, today we will be giving away a 50K My Funded Futures Rapid account once we get 150 likes. So all you gotta do is like the stream. Once we get up there, I'll give it away. If not, y'all gotta wait to the end of stream, and I don't know when that's gonna be yet. Yeah, now we need to see how we react to the highs of this candle. We got the inside bar we wanted. If we end up spiking higher, pushing back lower, going to 65, shorts could be a play down here for that break. NQ still an inside bar, which is interesting. I think it did spike the lows though. Yeah, NQ did spike the lows. So we'll see. I'm not overly bearish looking to short the open. What I'd be kind of interested in, and I want to see if this plays out, if oil keeps slowly grinding up in this area towards the open, and then ES finally gets its buying pressure, because to be honest, this is nothing buying pressure wise. If the indices finally get their buying pressure, they'll probably see a little bit more of an aggressive pop as oil rejects this area and pushes back lower to new low of day. So now I'm going to be interested to see if that plays out. I'm going to go to the 2-minute though. Pay attention to that a little bit. No, Brian, I marked Globex open. Connor, I'm not in a trade yet at the moment. SR, try it. And this is what I tell people, because a lot of people started trading NQ and now they feel like they're married to it. If you think about trying ES, try it. Worst case, you don't like it. And then you go right back to NQ and nothing changes. Brian, 6 p.m. Eastern. Just go back to this little gap down and mark the highs of that candle. So we're getting that little bit of a push. There's the oil rejection. Let's see if this plays out. I wanted a little more of a consolidation up here. I don't think we're going to get it, unfortunately. Yeah, probably going to regret not taking it down here just because the risk reward perspective was similar to last night. But, you know, might be cash for a little bit. We'll see. Hell yeah, Mike. Adrian, we were already at the open when you typed it, brother. Sorry, reading news real quick. That's toxic. We just bombed 2 oil reservoirs in Iran, cutting off fresh water. That is toxic. No pullback is classic. Yeah, I mean, there was opportunity to enter. There was. Throughout the route, if you wanted to get in here, you could have. If you wanted to get in right here when we talked about it at like 69, 70-ish, you could have. If you got in, you're already up 16 points. Beautiful trade. Now, though, I kind of just got to wait, see if an entry sets up. See if oil does get that push towards low of day, get that continuation. I've just been cautious trading oil because of how aggressively volatile it's been. I haven't been in love with it. Even like right now, you need a 60 tick stop to be in a trade. I don't think I'm getting an entry on this. I think she's going. Went long off OP, beautiful blink. I think she's going. If right around this like 92 to 95 area, pay attention to that. That was our entry level from last night, by the way. So we're back to that. So we're coming back and retesting prior Asia session lows and the New York end of day session kind of resistance. If we break this, I expect a lot stronger of a push. I would expect the exact same trade that we took last night, up towards 420s, possibly even 440s and higher. But we would need above 95 for that. Moving YM to break even. Hell yeah, Gael. You're still trading YM? Yeah, Adrian, I was hoping we got a little bit more of a consolidation to the open. So, like I said, might just be cash for a little bit. We'll see if something sets up. Hoping a decent amount of you guys caught this. So it was called out nicely. Just didn't take it. Out the way, I don't know about that. Because I feel like too many people put a thesis on range into those events. Yes, it can happen, but also it doesn't have to happen. You know? It's kind of like pre-earnings. A lot of people will take off like a pre-big tech earnings, but we can easily continue buying pressure. I mean, just looking at the charts in general, what did we just do? Technically, hourly high or low right there. If we break this 95 area, we're breaking the end of day hourly high, setting a new higher high off this little structure. And then we start looking for a lot more aggressive of a continuation. That can happen overnight. We could open back up near 450s again, no problem. Not a problem at all. Agreed. I mean, you're not wrong. Agreed. They shouldn't have fucked around. They fucked around and they found out. Gael, are you talking about gap over the red body, or are you talking about the wicks? Because that's where I'm torn on it. Because I usually look at the wicks on that. If you're talking about the body, then okay. Yes, okay. Then fine. Yes. That's not crazy at all. That puts us at 413. Yes, we can easily gap over that. For me, I would look, like for a gap over, I'd be looking towards 7,500s. The candle wicks. That's where I'd be like, that's a gap, you know? Brian, we're not diving into it. That's a topic you gotta be careful talking about in general. Amish, sorry I missed that earlier. I believe you asked that question earlier and it just re-registered. Glad you put it again. I trade on trade of 8 and trade C, personally. Those are the two futures brokers that I pay attention to and trade on. Have you ever seen a UFO in Ohio? No, not that I know of. I don't think aliens have visited Ohio yet, brother. You want a 2-minute OP retest? Hang on. It depends when. Because for me, this is what I'm looking at. If this goes all the way back down and retest the open within these candles, let's say this 5-minute closes weaker, like it's trying to a little bit. If it closes weaker in the next candle, how that candle closes determines a lot. Because if we close back around the open in 5.5 minutes, that's a pretty bearish 15-minute wick. But if we can test that within this next early candle, get the 5-minute fail to go lower and then get the buying pressure back up, now it can be interesting. Now you can get my attention. But it really depends on how that 15 is starting to structurally look. TCM, are you saying if we go all the way back down to 65 to short 65? Because I don't think there's a free short here at all, personally. Based off the structure I'm currently looking at, stronger 5-minute closes across the board. Hourly looks pretty damn good so far. Obviously, we have 15 minutes left. That can change. 15-minute looks fine. Depends how this 5-minute closes. If this closes below the open, yeah, we can look back down towards 65. I'm not overly bearish, but I can see the potential of it sitting in a wider range. Sam, I mean, it's just the one I could see is if you're shorting this resistance. That's the one where I'd be like, you know what, valid. Because I said the exact same thing down here. I don't trust the shorts. I can see the long. But at the same time, we're not getting this same price action as we got down here. We got multiple failures where it showed bulls were more in control than bears. Right now, we're kind of just pulling back, trying to see where that lower time frame support is. Like I said, if this 5-minute can spike that prior 5-minute low and start to get bought back up, I get interested. I do. And I would be willing to take something. I would love to see it spike this low, but I don't know if it's going to. So we'll see. So we still have 3.5 minutes left. What I would kind of want to see is close this candle a little weaker. Next candle slams down. Maybe not even all the way to the open. Just get below this low. Get bought back up above it. I'll be interested in an entry. Take that and then take the risk on it with a stop just below the open. That's what I'd want. Blink, we shouldn't get a close below that area, agreed. Appreciate you, Sam. Yeah, and that's why I said it earlier when someone asked to give us a trade. I'll talk about price action all day. There's trades all over the place. We've talked about them. If you caught them, beautiful. For me, I've just been a little more patient this session, which I'm cool with. Just because I've been cashed so far doesn't mean y'all can't crush it. Let me make sure, just in case, I have contracts loaded. We can still test a little bit lower if it's going to work. If we do end up closing this 2 minute lower, trade plan's off for a minute. Hell yeah, you have Blink. You trade silver any? Hell no. TCM, I think we would need some pretty aggressive selling pressure. Yeah, the next 15 can get down there. I would anticipate a little bit of a consolidation again. I would. Giving it 30 seconds. We'll see how this reacts. If we get above 83, I'm interested, but it would be like stalking this. I'm mentioning it earlier because obviously there's like a 3 second delay on stream, and it would be a quicker entry. If this remains lower for 10 seconds, not taking anything. Could be Blink. Close lower. Now we got to watch the 5. Because we're retesting the open. Can still hold. Biggest thing to remember is paying attention to volatility. We pay attention to structure, not the individual candles. I would have loved if this closed up here to give us an entry. We got to pay attention to the next 30 seconds for the 5 minute close. If it closes weaker, I'm not buying. I'll just watch. No, AU, it doesn't matter if the hourly doesn't have a wick. I'm going to try it. Stop at 79. Worst case, I get stopped. 5 minute got the close we wanted. Willing to risk it. Going back to the 2 though. See if we can break above high of day. Initially, probably just looking for 95 if we get there. If this slams me out, I have a hard stop set, so I'm not stressing it. 5 minute got the close I wanted. I don't love a 9-point target, to be honest. But we'll see. Might reject quickly. Yeah, I'm probably getting wicked here. Worth a shot. What up, Jake? Hey, no bad wig juju. Blink, when we're a point away, I'm already expecting stop to get hit. Just nursing his hangover rooting for you. Brother, I'm rooting for you more than you're rooting for me. Good luck. I fucking hate hangovers. But no, chat, was willing to take it. We talked about the entire trade idea setting up. Played out exactly kind of how we wanted, other than the 2 minute didn't close right away. We got the 5 minutes close exactly how it was. Trade plan sets up how I want it. Willing to take a stab. So, down 1R. We'll see if we get it back or not. If it just slam stop to hold, this motherfucker. What did that test? The 15-minute low? Yep. Spike down below the prior 15-minute low. See if that holds. I'm not diving right back in, though. I'd rather be patient. Yeah, Jordan, I would take that again without a problem. We just failed. We got the 2-minute, we got the 5-minute fail to go lower. We quite literally got the 2-minute trigger above for the higher low. 1 minute closed aggressively strong. I'm willing to take that trade every time. Especially because we had a detailed plan around it before it actually happened. Now we wait again. Oil strong. Yeah, it got the initial push lower. If it gets above the open, we could start to see a little bit of a pullback on the indices. So we'll see. By the way, chat, I wanted to run a poll today of what trading strategies you guys use. To do that, though, I need people to give me some strategies that they trade outside of Mastermind and like ICT. Like, you want me to throw Gamma on there? You want me to throw trend lines on there? Just because I want to get a gauge of like what the community trades, at least on my streams. So I need a couple ideas to throw on there. Oh, fuck. You guys got a lot. Well, moon phases. Moon phases. That's what I'm throwing on there. FVG is just going to be ICT. What the hell's an LTP? Wedges. Gael. That's trend line, baby. That's Mr. Callan. Adrian, would mechanical be like trading gamma, stuff like that? Oh my God. You guys just listed 20 of them. Session sweeps. Okay, so instead of mastermind, I'll put structure. Structure, does that work? Structure. All right, so I feel like Gamma and Bookmap would fit into order flow, right? Guys, I don't need your detailed booking strategies. You want me to put double top, double bottom, and retest of the 0.5, 0.6 fib levels. That's what you want on there, Jordan? Nev, I pictured this going a lot easier than what I'm currently fucking reading. A lot easier. I figured I would have like 5 choices. There's 30 already in chat. I figured we could get, a good poll going. I don't think I can do a poll. I don't think I have time to type all that out. Who the fuck? Hassan, did you put, is HVAC a trading strategy, or are you talking about the HVAC? There's only 2 options, ICT and Mastermind. Yeah, well, Mastermind, I would probably just call like structure to make it easier. Just talking smack. I hate you guys. I try to make an honest poll, and I get 30 responses. Pull port blindly. That's one. What the hell's a pitch and catch? Brother, you guys are talking strategies I've never even heard of. And I feel like pitch and catch is one someone else teaches, but I have no clue what that is. Yeah, we're not running a poll, chat. We're not running. How do I put higher time frame PO3 mixed with ICT and order flow? How the fuck do I make that an option? We can't do a poll. OP is fighting. It is. TCM, that is one of the truest things in the market. It is. A lot of strategies are the exact same concepts, but people change the wording and names around them to be able to sell it. And it works because you see how many different trading strategies people just listed. Obviously, indicators put you in a whole different ballgame, right? But when you're talking just basic price action, I would be willing to bet 85% of the options that were listed in chat are pretty damn close when you go on an actual price structure aspect of it. Because if you think about it, breakout, retest, all that is a higher low, right? Trading with the trend, you're trading higher lows. That's just what a lot of aspects are. Okay, pull options, same, but different. I think that'll do well. That'll give me the exact answer I need. That'll tell me everything I need to know. Vish, I'm not gonna lie. I've trolled about ICT for a while because it's the easiest concept to troll about. Because obviously people in chat have never gotten triggered, but ICT traders, if you joke about ICT, brother, they're the ones that will tweak first, and it is so much fun watching them do it. But the turtle soup is what made me question a lot. When I found out what that was, I questioned it a lot. My strategy has a 100% miss rate. It's called Hopium. Nev, just let me know what you're looking at for your next trade, and then we'll use that as confirmation. I'm not turtle enough for the Turtle Club. He does 1 HP. He does. Yeah, no, I respect him, Elliot. I'll still joke about ICT. Through and through. It's just fun to joke about. I trolled him on one of his reels because I was like, how do you know someone trades ICT? And I said, trust me, they'll tell you about it. Because one of my favorite things is like, and this isn't targeting anybody, but when it says ICT is like vegans, how do you know they do what they do? They'll tell you within the first second they meet you. Yeah, Vish, he actually uses it well, where a lot of people just blindly buy and sell. I can tell you a lot of the concepts, though, just go right over my head. But I've talked about it before. ICT, a lot of it, what it seems like, is you're just a pullback trader with extra terms added in. At least the way he trades it. My coworker fits that perfectly. Yeah, patience is huge with him, Ellie. Turtle Club was actually a group formed in 1983. GLaDOS, that sounds like a cult, for being honest. What strategy do you use? The way I say I trade is I trade structure mixed in with multi-time frame analysis. And that's the main thing. As you can see here, and it's the mastermind strategy with a few tweaks to fit this overnight session with futures, with the way I like the market. Is just following the overall structure of the market and trading based off of what the multi-time frame analysis shows off of that. So structure-wise, like a little TLDR, but I won't go into too much sauce. Structure-wise, we came down clear as day. This support was shown before stream, right? Before we even made this low, before all of stream, it was there. It was there since yesterday. We came down, we tested it, and then in multi-time frame analysis, y'all saw me watch every single individual candle about how it was reacting around this area to say there's a high probability we start to hold here versus, which actually prevented me from going short on this 5-minute failure here. What is turtle soup? Chris, from what I was told, someone said turtle soup is just a failure to go lower. And that is how I know it's marketing. and just a way to sell it. Yeah, no, cool, Jay. My strategy is quite literally just trade the chart. It is pay attention to exactly what the chart is telling you and structure-wise. Like if I was interested in longs here, which I'm still not opposed to, right now we're holding this prior high on the 5-minute, continuously retesting it while fighting the open. If we do get a break and we end up getting that move that we looked for when we got this entry, we're setting a 5-minute higher low here, holding this prior high, in which the trend would then be starting to shift to an uptrend, with the 15-minute also trying to fail to go lower. Made me spin, but he uses them well. Yeah, Vish, and that's one thing. I will troll any strategy, but if it works for someone and they're using it well, I will never bash them for using it. If someone makes money and trades well off of their strategy, I will never bash them for it. Agreed, Chris. I'm tempted to try a stab on this 5-minute close. Because we have 1-minute consolidation bar, 2-minute trying to consolidate as well. We might break before though. Yep, there it is. I wanted that 2 to stay an inside bar. See, if we close the fail to go higher, I'm not long in it. I'm probably going to be very patient for exactly what I want to play out for the rest of this. At least for a little bit on it. Which, yeah, I wanted the long. I just wanted to see it close right near that candle's close for a 5-minute. Wanted that 5-minute to more so close around here where it was and then the next candle get the break, not this candle get the break. Ollie, are you talking about the zones that I use? Is that what you'd like to understand better? Ollie, did you watch lesson 4 yet? Because I can answer this very simply, if you have. Ollie, do not, and this goes to the entire chat, do not pay attention to the exact areas of these. This isn't exactly 365.5. This isn't exactly 359. Those are not exact areas I'm getting this from. All I am doing on this, and it's so simplistic that people will overcomplicate this. I zoom out. I look at where the 15-minute pivots are. Simple. 15-minute structure held here, 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 here. A little bit here, here, and here. So I mark that area because that's a clear as day resistance right now. Same thing here. Held all this, held here again. So I'm leaving that there. And that is it. It is quite literally that simple how I marked these pivots for yesterday's trade. And look at how well we respected them throughout New York. Now, I marked these well before this even happened. That was the low here. Came down, consolidated in the area here. Like I said, these aren't finite. I'm just looking at the pivots and drawing those. That is all I'm doing. These are just areas for me to pay attention to. Because I also don't believe in finite exact levels. And a lot of people that do mark exact levels believe the same, right? let's say for some reason I have a level at 74, 52, 75. That to the tick is not going to be the resistance right there. It's just that general area. And that's why I draw these instead of just lines on the chart, because that's an area that I'm paying attention to. And that just makes it more apparent to me. Because I've seen a lot of people where they'll look at a trade or look at a level, whatever strategy they use. I've seen it across multiple strategies where they come within 1 tick, 2 tick, 3 tick of that level and don't take the trade when it hit it. To me, that's a zone in general that I'm looking at. So all of my levels, I just look at as like little multi-point support resistance areas. I will look at those. I do a lot of those for the broader weekly charts. Like if I go to ES here, that's where a lot of these are. And you can see that this real quick, just so I don't show too much, but on this chart, you can see how well I focus on those. But yeah, I do futures different than the strategy. I do. I like my own little twist on it, but it's still similar core aspects of it. Hell yeah, Adrian. Now, this is the funny thing. This 5 minute, similar to down here, this 5 minute getting this little bit of a spike up and a rejection back lower prevented me from going long off the open. And it did the exact same thing. Why? I wanted a 2 minute inside bar consolidation right here to give us that push. What did it do instead? It spiked this little high here, closed right back at the highs, maybe slightly lower. We're already showing that rejection aspect there on the 2 minute. Don't want to be in it. Not interested now. Because it already tested that spot I wanted to test when I would be in a trade. Anyways, if anyone did short this little resistance up here, beautifully done. Beautiful. Jordan, for the overnight, this is trial and error. These areas. I started doing these in the past, chat? Probably 6 weeks, somewhere around there. This is just trial and error to see how we react to these in general. And it's just something I'm working on for like an Asia strategy session. But yeah, for me right now, it's on the 15. It's on the 15-minute pivots. My trade evade's bugging out a little. I'm not in anything, but it keeps flashing on and off. Oh, did my stream drop for a second? I think we're good. Beautiful trade, Adrian. Nice little scalp. Short on my funded, beautiful. No, Yogurt, probably not. Probably not. Because let's say that 2 minute rallied all the way up to here. I don't like that risk because I have to throw a stop all the way down here at like 77. I was willing on this trade to risk, if we got that close, enter at 82, stop about 4 to 5.5 points. That's what I was willing to risk on that. Because worst case, if I lost, I'd be risking probably $250 to possibly like $280 again. Where if we got all the way up here, now my risk is going up drastically higher to upwards of like 350, 400-ish. And that's not actually almost 500. And that's not what I want. But no, I needed that little consolidation here for me to get interested in. Because then it would have been 2 minute consolidation bar. You look for that continued trend. 5 minute wouldn't have gotten this break higher in the rejection already on this candle. So this upper wick wouldn't have been there. We would have closed at the highs of the candle, and I would have liked it a lot more. So that just caused me to be patient on it and wait. But that also shows how 20, 30 seconds of patience can save you in a trade. First time trading ES in forever. Hell yeah, Taylor. Could be TCM. That hourly should be a failure to go higher now, which we talked about. If we got back below the open. Yep. Hourly possible lower high now forming. So if we do get a weaker hourly close, Dream World would be looking for that break below 65. Maybe consolidation down around there again. Maybe a little retest, something like that to get us a clean entry on it. If we stay within this chop, I'll likely be more so cash. Because there's a chance we get some, like wherever we close on this. Unless we get all the way back up above the open, I'm not overly interested in longing it. I'm not. I'm being patient at this point. If we get a weaker close, spike lower, get bought right back up, I'm anticipating more of a range, which we've been building. Yeah, guy always getting a little bit of a rally. See how it reacts to the high day, though. Because if it fails high day while the indices try this off this like 70 area, could sit within the range again. This is where a lot of people need to be more cautious. If you're looking for broader moves, not just like short scalpy moves. Short scalpy moves, this is your guys' dream world. But a lot of times it's very easy to get death by 1,000 cuts in this kind of price action. It is. Which is why I'm perfectly fine being cautious. Yeah, Adrian, I think the coolest part about this stream is just how I'm talking every single individual setup and candle I'm watching in immense detail. And then you guys are actively seeing if it works out, I'll take it. If it doesn't, I won't. Yeah, Blink, I know you're thriving. This is a scalper's paradise. Especially when you can scalp for like 15-ish minutes. GC factor, looking at 90 to 95 on ES, bigger resistance. These are the exact same areas from last night. I think I moved this bottom one down just a tiny bit, but 65 to 60 on the low end. And then 90 to 95 on the high end. Outside of those, we'll start looking for more. Yeah, Adrian, it just comes down to your perspective. How much were you truly looking for on that trade? If you caught what you wanted to, be happy with it, brother. Be happy with it. What time does trade by reset? End of day drawdown. Alan, when did you take the trade? Because that'll help me answer this a lot easier. Yeah, TCM, there are times I will shoot small shots and I have no problem with it. There's times where this is like if I'm in a mood where I'm fully expecting range, which I kind of talked about, but like I'm eager to just be staring at every individual candle, trading this. I will trade this all day if I'm in that mood. But if I'm more so just trying to be patient, waiting for stronger setups, I'm likely not going to take those type of entries. Which EMA is using? I'm not really using them, but I have the 9, 20, and 50. You can tell I don't use them because I forget what EMAs I use. 9, 20, 50. But no, Tradeify resets usually between 5 and 6 p.m. Eastern. So if you already traded this session, it'll reset tomorrow around that time. If you traded today, intraday, then it should already be reset. How big is that NQ candle? 70 point. To be honest, that's smaller than I would have thought that 5 minute would be. That is smaller than I thought that little range candle would be. Also, chat, we have 200 in here. Usually after we start getting up around like the 110, 115 like count, I make sure to remind you guys so you can get your pay or your giveaway. 150 likes on the stream starts the giveaway. If not, it'll be at the end of stream. That could be 2 hours, 3 hours. Who knows? You know? So if you guys want it sooner, if you want to get out of here at some point and you're just here for the giveaway, make sure you like it. If you want to show some love, like the stream, hit the little sub button. We just hit 35,000, which I saw, which is crazy. I think when we started these streams, we were at what, like 28, 29,000. Insane how much support you guys are showing. Absolutely insane. What up, Mitch? Mitch, I'm being patient. I was a little too patient in the earlier because we were looking at longs down here, and I waited on them. And then I tried once we retested the open, and I took a little stop there. So Zen in here, yeah. Yeah, Sebastian, there are. Also, someone else that may be able to provide some little gamma value. If Mitch has broader targets, because mine, to be honest, is fucking low. Mine is low. Basically like 265s. What would I want? Probably around this like 300, 310 area. Probably down around here, just looking at the broader support consolidation in this general area. Yeah, that'd probably be like where I'd be dream world. Probably see some resistance around 30s as well. So like 330, 300, 270-ish would be what I'd be looking for. Low 30-point pivots. I like it, Taylor. I don't see much below 265. TCM, I thought you wanted to break at 260 or 365. Are you saying you don't see much as in there's not a lot of support? Which makes sense because that was the sharp reversal area on the indices today. Bet. Once again, we got to pay attention to 65. Are we going to hold this or are we going to see the continuation? 15-week close. What I would want here personally, Dream World, sit a little bit, one candle, and then look for the 9 p.m. flush. If we close the hourly at new lows on the session, that would be aggressively weak. If we start toying around with this low of day structure again, I start leaning more so towards a range. But we'll see. 1200 on a new eval. Hell yeah, Mike. Mitch, you were a little behind. Now do I trade New York? Well, Mike, the fact that you said you save your blow-ups for New York, I would probably say you shouldn't, right? Or at least size down exponentially. I would lean towards no. You were 40 minutes behind. Oh, Lord. How can you move your charts together? Joel, there's a lot of tricks on TradingView. One of them is you go here, click date and range. Because if you unclick it, they don't move together. If you click time, it does similarly, but it moves it to wherever you click, which sucks, right? They don't flow smoothly. It's more jumpy. But click date, range, and then that can let you do this. Interval as well lets you change all the time frames together. This is my divergence chart, so this is why they're all set up, right? And then obviously you can mark symbol if you want everything to look the same. Of course, brother. There's a lot of shortcuts like that some people don't know on TradingView, which makes it such a superior platform. Clip that. Ollie, I have an entire YouTube video about TradingView. It's just not posted. Hopefully this doesn't kick me off stream. Okay, we're good. I'm getting the link because I feel like somebody's going to want it. So give me un momento. All right, chat. If anyone wants the TradingView walkthrough video, at least I think it's the TradingView walkthrough video. Hang on. I should probably just post it. But for instance, this was never shared. Like this has never been posted live. And it has 800 views. And it's a hidden video. Which is kind of crazy. The link I just posted is my TradingView walkthrough video. If you don't want to watch it now, just copy, paste the link, and save that so you can watch it later. People say TradingView lags on PA. Agree. If it lags on PA, you're talking seconds. There's times, and it's just charting. There's times TradingView is a millisecond ahead of Tradevate. There's times Tradevate is a millisecond ahead of TradingView. It's not like minutes or like 10 seconds. It's like minuscule amounts of time to where it's not going to impact anything if it does. See you, Mitch. Ali, no. The TradingView video in the Mastermind bonus lessons is one of our old moderators' mics. That is just people that have asked for the clip, and I've shared it. One HP, the flatten button on TradingView is just clicking the X next to the position, I believe. But no, I don't use TradingView to trade. Or by TV, are you talking about Tradevate? Adults don't use a mouse. What the fuck are you talking about? You only trade without a mouse? What do you trade on? Tradevate and TradeC are the two platforms I use. Blink, did you just snipe the high tech? Anyways, we are getting the 15-minute consolidation we wanted so far. At this point, 9 minutes left. I'm waiting for the Tokyo Open. We waiting for Tokyo Open. Dipe, what you mean why you're not getting 50% off Lucid? Lucid is 50% off for the first 2 accounts. I don't think they ended that sale. But, yeah, I don't think they ended it. Is that what my banner says? No, it says up to 50%. So that's like the biggest discount they run. That's why I put up to there. They had first 2 account discount 50% off. Right now, if they got rid of that, it might be 35%. 50% off till July 2nd. Okay, so it's still 50% off for the first 2 accounts you use. Like, what do you mean? Like a button that just puts your stop loss break even? You don't just drag your stop loss up to break even? Also, 1 HP, using your entire computer without a mouse is diabolical. I wouldn't even know how to even start doing that. I'm sure once you understand it, yeah, but that just tells me, you know, you're the IT guy we needed when we started streams. Trade advice 40% off? Hell yeah. What do I have it listed as? I probably need to change that to an up to as well. See, now we're getting more of that doji hourly close that just looks like shit. Unless we get 7 minutes, if we get 7 minutes of aggressive buying, this chart is fine. But this is also another good reason, if we do break the open, to pay attention to structure, not individual candles, like we say. What do we do? Came down, slam 65 again. So far, erasing this entire candle. Most bearish candle in the entire session. We're about to fully engulf it. I mean, not fully, because we didn't spike the low, but you know what I mean. What up, Tay-Day? I'm good, brother. Dipe, I don't think you get another 2 for 50% off this month. The tape is ripping. Buying heavy into Tokyo. I mean, I still like the broader perspective of us breaking new highs. It's just getting an entry this session has been the diabolical aspect if you're looking for the stronger conviction. Like, if we got that consolidation bar, spiked the lows, and got bought up, I would have been in. Wholeheartedly. Would have been in. Mike, I've seen him trade. I've never seen how he executes. But no, I have a Stream Deck. I could put all my orders and everything on that. So I could do all this hands-free if I wanted to, off Steam Deck. Interesting. It's interesting how many people hate using a mouse in this chat right now. I never would have thought that there's a whole market of traders who just don't like using a mouse to trade. Yeah, Mike, I use mine for all my OBS stuff for stream. Tay-Day, where'd you DM me on? I checked my DMs yesterday. IG. I'm assuming your name's not Tay-Day on IG. I don't. Unless it's in my request. I don't see it. I'll look deeper later. Yeah, brother, I didn't see it. I'll look later though. But I can tell you, I definitely don't get to all my DMs every day. Because there's times when I post certain stories in my DMs, I'll get fucking 40 of them. What you mean, coach? So 15 minutes, not going to take out that. YM did. YM took out the highs of the prior candle. I'm not opposed to longs. The only thing making me cautious. Oh, am I looking at? Was I just looking at NQ? I was just looking at NQ. When the hell did I change that chart? Scalp demon time. Or I'm a scalp demon. Hell yeah, brother. If we get buying pressure into this 5 minute and close up around like 85, this is going to be a strong chart. Because then that hourly is not going to be as neutral. It's going to be more bullish than bearish. We still have time to fix this structure. The problem is we're going right into the hourly open, which typically brings heightened volatility. It would basically just be you have to enter, accept the risk no matter what happens, and anticipate you might take a larger loss if you get an entry. Yeah, it's easy. And it's kind of cool because it's what we've talked about in the beginning. Also, U.S. forces have concluded operations against Iran, apparently. So now we're probably going to scream bullish. Coach, ES is what I've been focusing on the past few days. I mean, that's a 10.5 minute candle. Brutal. Big oil rejection off the highs. Yeah, I think longs are going to be the play. Is he going to give an entry, or are we just going to rip off Tokyo is the question. This might have been the only potential. Get in 81, stop like 76, 75-ish. Little 5-6 point stop would be pretty easy. Now the problem is, though, you're looking at over 7-8 point stop. No matter what, I'm waiting 40 seconds. Wait till Tokyo opens. Lock and change. Bro, Iran and Bear and Trump are just working together to pass their prop accounts. Imagine. $800 across 3 accounts. Hell yeah, brother. All right, let's see what we do, Tokyo Open. See what we get. It's hard for me to think this isn't going to rally. If NQ fighting the open, if NQ breaks the open, I think we start to push. Oil's a little bit weaker. No, be patient. Be patient. I swear, every time I have stalked a chart for an entry and gave myself 10 seconds, I would have been stopped out if I took the trade. You guys have seen that happen like 3 times today, where I'm just like quietly staring at a chart. We do have oil weaker. Five-minute inside bar would look good, but I don't know if we're going to get that. Like, you vibing, brother? Sorry, Chad. I'm just stalking these charts. I'm just trying to see if I genuinely want to take something. Yeah, Magic. There's 5 of us on this channel, brother. There's 5 of us that all stream on this channel. I'm going to take a small stab. I'm going to throw a stop. 77. Which is going to be the exact same risk as earlier. I took the entry, stop just below the open for me personally. If we end up stopping it out, stops me out. Worst case, you could look towards like high a day for like 1.7-ish. I'd be more interested in targeting higher personally. Probably upwards of just below 400. So I'll go 399. Chance of trimming along the way, but that's what I'm taking. Likely going to be the last trade on the day for me though. You look like a German rapper. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. I don't know how to take that. But I'm in. I am part German. If we reject high of day here, there's a chance we build out a 5-minute range. I would want us to stay and close up above those highs. We got the 2-minute candle close I wanted. I was honestly watching the 1 minute, which I haven't done in forever. And we got a stronger 5-minute close. So we'll see if it holds. If we end up slamming back lower, 15 could get a little consolidation bar in which we look to trade off of. But at the moment, I'm in my trade. This is likely the last entry I'm willing to take. At least for this account. But probably last entry on the stream. So I am in ES at 7382.75 with a stop at 77 and target just below 400. It's easy. Yeah, if NQ breaks the open, it'll fly. But so far we are rejecting. If NQ breaks the open, ES gets over 90. These charts should cook. Might be later on, though, which is unfortunate. Chat, by the way, we are 21 likes away from the giveaway. So if y'all like the stream, we'll run the giveaway. If not, we'll run it at the end of stream. That could be anywhere from now to an hour from now. M. Brown, why do you keep trying to enter the giveaway, brother? Or are you just typing it to type it? Trust me, we will run it later for sure. Enter following suit. Don't you all start spamming. Don't you dare. Chad, what kind of poll do we want? Do we want to see how people are doing, green or red? So we already did bullish, bearish. And it was 50-50. I feel like if we ran it, it'd probably be like 60-40 right now, more bullish than bearish. So it wouldn't change much. Can't do the trading strategy one because y'all trade way too much complicated shit. Mouse or no mouse? I feel like that's if I don't know if I can. Because for me, if that wins no mouse, I'm going to be so confused. I feel like a lot of people are going to be using mouse. I feel like there's just a very finite amount of people that don't. How 195 people, but only 134 likes. You ask me, Connor. You ask me, brother. 1 HP, you think no mouse wins by a landslide in trading? I don't use a mouse. I don't. Oh, y'all are a different breed of people. Is using a mouse that crazy? Is it like what's is it just 'cause it's quicker for you? All right, Tay, that doesn't count. It would have to be on a PC. If you're using a phone or an iPad, it doesn't count. Connor, how do you not use a mouse? They're a bunch of nerds, that's how. No, they're very tech savvy. You can use basically your entire computer and not use a mouse. Oh, Rain, you're not on the no mouse crew then. You just train on your phone. Are we the mouse users, the freaks? Zero. I thought we were the majority, but if we're the minority, then I guess we are the freaks in that topic. So far, we're just basing out here on the 2 minute. If we do spike below the open, I would anticipate this to spike. I put it just below this little wick low to see if we hold that. If we push lower, I don't have the highest conviction on it with this 5 minute, but we'll see. 15 still an inside bar, which I'm fine with. Thing is, we've been volatile. We can continue to get volatile. We can get volatile, pull all the way back to like 72s in that hold and be fine. I use my toe. Interesting. Someone goes, this is how the chat is with everything. 2 comments, 3 comments away. Trackpad sucks. Couple comments lower. The MacBook trackpad is superior. You see why we don't listen to chat that often? You see why? You see why we run polls and they're dead split 50-50 down the middle? Enjoy, Blake. Oh no, I hate trackpads. Also, here's another one for people. And some people might just ignore this. Obviously, if you use a laptop, it's not going to matter. Are you 100% keyboards or are you 60% keyboards? Because I myself need a number pad. I like a little number pad. I have to use it. Even for gaming, I use 100% keyboard with number pad. Polar Bear, I do have an expensive keyboard. Bella, our cat, broke mine last year, and then I went and bought a $240 keyboard. Yeah, people binge like going out to the bar, going out, getting themselves nice things. I binge on my trading setup. What's the keyboard? I forget what it's called. I have the Razer Huntsman V3 Pro. Use a trackpad at work. And Brown, to be honest, I wouldn't say this is an extremely slow market. We're in a range. And this is actually a fun range, right? Hold on a minute. Who remembers the beginning of the stream when I said if NQ range is going to be like 200 points? This range is currently from highs to lows, 212. That's why I think ranges right now are great. There is potential in these ranges. You just got to find it. One HP. I'm not using a 60% keyboard. If that's what you're talking about. No. I will use a 100% keyboard because this little mouse pad right here is the greatest thing, or not mouse pad, number pad is the greatest thing to ever exist. The greatest. Oh, the Razer? Well, you know, the guy said a lot of cool things about it, and I just bought it. Look, it was like the middle of the trading day, and none of my keyboards work because my cat spilled a bunch of water on it. What mouse do you have? It's the one with the G on it. I forget what it's called, but I have the G502X. I don't even know if I can bring it up to the camera. I got this bad boy. It's an expensive mouse as well. It is. I probably overpay for some of the tech things I get for my setup. And I'm okay with that. Logitech, that one, yeah. You prefer wired? Yes. I have wired everything, personally. Last thing I want to worry about is my mouse dying in the middle of a trade. Oh, shit, I just closed my oil tab. Hang on. There we go. Fixed. Ollie, yes and no. Kind of. My wire management is probably like a B minus. Yeah, we're long it, yes, but I'm stalking it. I'm just watching to see what we got. The 15-minute consolidation bar we wanted. Now, really, I just want to see it hold our open. I'm okay with this little failure because in theory, we're just consolidating on the 5, building it out. If we break the lows, we'll be stopped, which is what the plan is here. What we need is NQ above the open. NQ breaks the open, we're vibing. I think we were already up like almost 1 hour, possibly. Yeah, right around 1. Not too shabby. Let me make sure I do an OCO real quick. Where's that stop? 77. But 1 HP, what keyboard do you like? The misclick with the mouse. You motherfucker. You would call that out. You would. Damn no mouse user. I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally clicked my mouse button and deleted one of these tabs. It's higher than you would imagine. Yes. Go. I won't post this unless I'm actively in a trade. If it's on like prior price action, that's a trade I took. This one is a trade I'm actively in. And if you look below my name, you should be able to see P&L. Yes. My exact position and open P&L is sitting right below my picture. One thing I haven't spent a bunch of money on is monitors though. Because all I have is 27-inch curved Acer monitors. Which I know a lot of people might give me shit for the curved aspect of them. ES is reacting perfectly. It is. I want to see us get above 90. We get above 90, we are big chilling. ATZ, how many screens you got? Because I'm already looking at getting another monitor, to be honest. Problem is, I'm getting close to the point where I'm going to run out of plugs on my PC. Yo, it's just what I started with. When I first got the monitors, it wasn't for a PC. It was my Insta is Rong Trades. If you do !Rong, it'll pop up. When I first got my monitor, I was trading off of 2 laptops. I had a work laptop and a personal laptop that I was using to trade. Then I ended up getting a second monitor. So I had 4 screens, but one was just obviously work. And then I ended up getting a PC. And when I got the PC, I got a third monitor with it. One is flat. It's my vertical. And then I have 2 27-inch curves next side by side in front of me. Polar Bear, the 49-inch ultra wide, I feel like it's just too big. It's just too much. I like these because I can put them wherever I want for the most part. But no, I have 3 right now. I want to get a 4th 27. Yep, Hassan. I mean, that's when I started. I literally had a $150 Amazon desk that my mom had bought me. I had a work laptop, and then I bought a personal laptop. I think I bought like a $800 laptop at the time, traded off of that. And then I bought a monitor with it. It was crazy how much I've bought for my setup, like over the time. Also, my brother and my parents have bought me a lot. This chair was a Christmas present. I think my brother, one year for Christmas, got me a monitor. That year for my birthday, got me another monitor. And I think I bought the 3rd monitor. ATZ, I'll accept it real quick. Got you. I do see a few of you from chat of DM me. I will get to your DMs. Mike, I think if I got anything, like I don't think I would want an ultra wide because I love the vertical too on the side. Where do your brothers like this? Dude, my brothers, my close knit family between my parents and my brother will die for each other all day. We also try to spoil each other when we can. Get 2 49-inch stacked and a 40-inch vertical. You want me to be on stream looking like this at the top of the vertical? You want me just looking up here the entire time? Shit, brother, not gonna lie. I mean, there is a very important quote, and this is through and through, because a lot of our extended family, we're not close with. You can choose, like, just because you're blood related doesn't mean you're family. And that'll stick with a lot of people. Keep wondering if I should hook up my second tower for more screens. Yo, I feel like it's mandatory. Get a second monitor just for more screens. I'm in. $21-inch monitor is still good. It's just once you start getting this many monitors, you can't trade off one screen. It is impossible. It is wholeheartedly impossible. Someone said a swing on gold. If I'm looking for broader term swings, I would need some type of structure here. Not just the daily chart continuously selling. It just doesn't look good. You look at the monthly chart, this is just without anything drawn on it. This is not ideal. Where I would be interested in gold longs, give me 3,700. Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. But give me a retest of prior all-time highs. I'll long it. I'll go buy spot gold. Not saying it has to get down there, but that's where I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm buying. Don't like how we rejected that high area. 15 minutes trying to fail to go higher. We have 6.5 minutes left. So we'll at least try to let this 5-minute close for the most part. My brother better not be talking shit about me here. Wait, Gog, is he in here? If so, that'd be insane. Team Mac or Team PC? I'm Team Windows all day. All day. No, Polar Bear, I don't think I would get a 40-inch ultra wide. The only way I think I would get a 40-inch ultra wide is if I was building like a race sim. Then I'd be like, you know what, that's needed. Outside of that, no, not really. How much you risk percent-wise per idea? Or would it be like up to 15%? Because I think this trade would be roughly 300 in risk. And the last trade put me down to 80-ish. That would be, so if I lose this trade, this account will be done for until potentially tomorrow's stream. Because that's usually the most that I'm willing to lose on one account in like a day-ish. Would be right around that like $600 to like $700-ish range. Mike, did he buy one? Hell yeah. When you buy a helicopter, you know you just got it different. So it might be, I think it's because I can't update Streamlabs. So at some point I have to delete the entire program and re-download it and then reconfigure everything, which is going to suck. So I'm waiting till like the weekend to do that. It buffers occasionally. Also, I don't know if it happens to other people, but if I watch YouTube on my phone, it sucks. It'll randomly like freeze and buffer, or it'll just mute the audio. Sam, I'm in ES as the Tokyo Open came in, and we got this retest hold of the Open and got that pushback higher. I believe it's essentially like the exact same area of a trade as the last one. A little bit lower. Yeah, same area. I liked it before this. Now I'm not as big of a fan. Biggest thing was NQ got above the Open, which we wanted. But now we're getting more of like a 15-minute failure to go higher, which I'm not in love with. Hourly still an inside bar, which makes sense. So we'll probably... We'll see. I don't know. We would need to hold this 5-minute for this to hold for the most part. I just don't know if I believe it's going to. We have 3 minutes left in this 15. Dag, it depends. There's times I do, but then there's times I'll use a little bit more size. Like if I took this on an eval, I would probably take 2 ES, risk like $700 on it without a problem on it. If I was trying to be a little more aggressive. But at the same time, if I was just taking it on an eval, I might use 15 account or 15 micros. Because this trade in general, if it hits target, it would be $812 at this first target at $399. So I'm risking like 300 to make 8 on the first target. I'm okay making 8 on an eval. Polar Bear, no, there's a lot of people that like ultra wides. I don't. I like the concept of them. I just don't think I would want a 49-inch ultra wide. Because I like being able to move my monitors. And also, I like having, I'm going to plan on stacking one monitor above. If I stack 2, I'm going to be staring up here to look at the camera. And that's just too much. What up, Mickey? I've thought about getting a 32-inch as my fourth monitor. At some point, though, I feel like it's just too much monitor. I don't know what that point is yet, but I haven't hit it. So I can keep testing. ATZ, it's not that I don't like ultrawides. I like them just for my setup. I don't think it's what I want. Yo, I use OBS. Streamlabs is just the bot inside the stream. Since you stand, put one on the ground and one on the ceiling. Rain, have I ever told you you always have the best ideas? Oh, PW is 100% good for the space. Dude, the man, he is the definition of entertainment for the space. It is. Gear hotkeys game going, one monitor will be fine. No, it won't, HP. No, it won't. Especially streaming. If I'm streaming, there is 0% chance I can use one monitor. 0. You guys would see OBS and your own chat inside the chat while trying to fit in fucking this as well. So no matter what, I need at least, I'm going to say I need 3. I don't need 3, but I need 3. And I want 4. A 100%, Adrian. Adrian, that's how I am with my close family. Like when me and my mom talk, it'll be usually anywhere between an hour and like 2-hour phone call. And she lives 30 minutes away. Less is more. I don't think it is. Because if you think about it, technically you do more work than I do, and I have a mouse. Because I have 4 windows worth of screens that I look at without having to do anything. Where you got to click between them. Yeah, this range is ranging for sure. This range is definitely ranging. Imagine we hold by 1 tick. That'd be insane. I doubt we do. 15 spiked lower, but I would anticipate it to push those lows. To be honest, I thought I got stopped out, but we didn't. Now we should in a second. Since we're back below the open. Biggest thing was NQ rejected the open. Straight didn't work. %, Adrian. 100%. How many likes we at? Chat, I'm honestly shocked not a single person mentioned we were already at 150. Not a single one of us. That's the great thing about my chat, dude. If it's Jake's chat, you're gonna have 35 people spamming it. Oh, you don't want me to give it away yet? All right, chat. I'm going to explain it. And then I'll start it. It's not started yet. If you want to type it, do whatever you want to do. First off, to enter, all you have to do is type exclamation mark, the word enter, and then press send in the chat. Make sure you type it correctly because some of you don't, and I got to correct you. And I might miss some of them. But you just type this in the chat. Once the giveaway starts, you can only, in theory, you only need to type it once. You only get 1 ticket. Do whatever you want to do. If you want to type it a few times, do what you want to do. But you don't have to. So once the bot comments, you will get 5 minutes to enter. So if you are on a TV, doing the dishes, doing something else, you got up to 5 minutes to figure it out. Starting now. If you've already typed it, type it again. If you've already typed it, type it again. Oh, ID up. I'm just gonna call you Pathogen. Pathogen, I must have missed that, brother. Does the bot reply? Did the bot go? Why didn't the bot go? Hang on, chat. Bot didn't start it. Bot didn't start it. Type it again. My bad. I thought it started. Oh, holy tickets. Wait, so it picks up a certain amount of people from before. If you see the reply to your name, you're good. But type it twice just to make sure. With that, though, I'm going to take my 30-second giveaway break. Y'all can enjoy the music. If you already entered the giveaway, like the damn stream, right? I've thought about telling Jake about this. He doesn't know about it yet. For the giveaways, we could put the chat in sub only for some of them, and only people who are subscribed can do the giveaways. Could be genius. Could be genius. Could get the subs up. But I'm going to take a 30-second break. I'll be right back.
Dance anyway, even when the sky turns gray. Spinning through the storm I stay, moving like the pain will fade. I dance anyway. In my chest, but music fills the rest. Trouble's tapping at my door, but I won't let it win this war. One breath.
All right, Chad, how we doing? We might still be in this trade by one tick. If this holds, that's crazy. Brito, where you at? You got this. There ain't no way. We do the giveaway. Chat numbers jump up 20. Hell yeah. 2 hours in, got 250 people. Welcome. If you haven't already, exclamation mark enter gets you in the giveaway. Giving away a 50K My Funded Futures Rapid account today. 50K My Funded Futures Rapid. If you've won before, and you enter. You can still enter, but you can't win. Unfortunate, I know. It's just what we're doing for now. Spread the love a little bit, you know. Wait, Riz, do you actually have a bot that alerts you for the giveaway? What up, Shenanigan? You back from Simba? Hell yeah. I want to know this now. If he actually has a bot for the giveaway. See you later, ATZ. Back from Simba and Boiler. Luckily, I was never in Boiler Room, but I was in Simba. Log back in here for the giveaway. Hell yeah. I figured a lot of people do that. That's why the numbers usually pop up like 10 to 20. Because people are going to jump in on a different device and try to get in the giveaway. Sam, I think I might tell Jake about that. Worst case, we'll try that tomorrow as well. Just because then I can look at the numbers too and see the difference between how many people sub. Chat, you have 43 seconds. I might reopen it for a little bit because there's only 115 people in there. Chat, who didn't get in the giveaway? Because there's 30 seconds. There's 30 seconds. There's 116 of you guys that get it. What are the other 140 of you doing? I know a decent chunk of you probably have already won. Because there's a lot of people that have already won. It's easy. I wonder what happened to Wilfredo. I haven't seen him. He disappeared. Just like that, 9 more people win it. I haven't seen a single person mess up typing it, so I'm proud of you guys. You've done well today. You've done well. I won't mind winning again. You can't, Marks, unfortunately. All right, so the giveaway did just end, but I don't see a lot of people spamming enter. So I think a lot of people got in, so we should be chilling. Marks, if you won one, we asked people to, if you win again within like a short period of time, we run the giveaway again. Because there's so many people watching and we only have so many accounts, so we're just spreading it out. That's just what we've been doing since day one. It's been a few weeks. Depends how long. How many people haven't gotten in? Because I see a lot of people still typing enter. All right, you have till this candle says 20. When it's at 20 seconds, it's over. Now's your time if you didn't get in. How many weeks gotta wait, Marks? The hard part is I don't have that exact answer. The one thing I know that Jake has said, which this would be insane luck. If you win a second time and we give it to someone else, if you win a third time, you get it. Is something he did with someone else. I don't know if there's a time limit. That's on Jake's end. I just go by when he starts saying people can win again is when I say it. Wipe in for a second entry. Smart man. Smart man. Oh, ran it a little faster. Oh well. Closing entries. How does it go up 25 people in 20 seconds, but it takes 5 fucking minutes for a lot of you to get in? How does that math? Pick a winner. 44. You should be in here, brother. You've been in here for a while. You've been on streams for a minute, brother. W alt accounts. People logging in real quick. By the way, stream numbers went up 40 people while running that giveaway. So either bots or second accounts. 44. Hell yeah. You haven't won before, right? Or have you? Hell yeah, Logan. Never before. You're in, brother. Marks goes, he already won it. Mark's is out for blood now. Marks, the cool thing is, what a lot of people don't know is no one can lie to us, especially running the bot, because the bot tracks every single giveaway we've ever done. So I can scroll through here and see exactly when people have won and if they've won before. And it is for a fact, so far, 44 has not. So yeah, if people lie and try to get around the system, then we're just going to know. Nope, he's good. He hadn't won. 44, shoot me a DM on IG if you can. If you have Instagram. If you don't, let me know. Marks, the reason I like the bot is because people have created, like we've gotten DMs from people with giveaways where they had just changed their username 5 minutes before they DM that person. So like there's some stuff where you're like, hold on a minute. Or people who have like 2 Instagram accounts. People get crazy for giveaways, which is insane. People go crazy. 44, let me know when you shoot me a DM just so I can confirm I get it. Ollie, I want Wilfredo to come back. I haven't seen him in a minute. On my YouTube? Perfect. You sent me one? You sure you sent me a DM? Because if we haven't DM'd before, I can't get pictures until I accept it. So it won't let you send it. I just don't see a new DM. which is why I'm making sure. You mean a new Insta just after I went on my 50th alt YouTube won't work? I mean, it could. It could. I mean, there's ways around the like win twice, but you have to put in some crazy effort to do it. I have a friend who has hella YouTube accounts entering giveaway here. He won 3 so far. Get that list. I'll start hiding some people. I'll start hiding some names. See you, Mike. Blink. That's just how the world is, unfortunately. $44, you just sent me that DM. Major. I'm obviously not going to read the whole name because I'm not going to dox anybody, but. Are you going to trade Marks? I am, but we're heavily range bound. We held by 1 tick. So I was anticipating already being out of this with a stop. We're holding. Do I have a hella confidence in it? Not in this range for sure. We get above 90, I'm riding it. Anything below 90, I'm anticipating that lower end to hit. Hell yeah, Miss K. You guys said hello? Perfect. All right, I'll shoot you a DM after stream about that. But yeah, no, I love seeing people win that have been in here for forever. Yeah, you're good, Marks. But yeah, I am in a trade right now. Yeah, I'm just letting you know that I'm not, like, we're stuck in this range at the moment. Except how to trade the range. Bot doesn't know that. Yeah. Dude, I've seen people trying trading bots lately, and it just seems like way too much work. Because if you think about it, most people's strategies are nowhere near analytical enough to actually use a trading bot. Yeah, Marks, my executions don't get shown because I don't trade on trading view, but you can always look right below my name. So like right here, like that's what I'm trading. That's how many contracts. That's where I'm in at. That's what I'm down. And that's what I'm down in the session. So I lost 1 trade so far. How do you scale your entries? If I entered, let's say, smaller size on this, what I would do is look for some type of confirmation on like the 15 to get in a trade if you're talking about scaling in. If I'm talking about scaling out, right now I have a trim set for 4 up here. Which if we stay in a range for a little bit longer, I may raise it to like 5, but up here is set for 4. If I have anticipation we can make a larger move, I'm probably going to, if let's say I'm in 10 contracts, that's what I'm just going to use for an example. I'll scale 3 to 4 on the first trim and then 3 to 4 on the second trim. And then I'll just ride the runners to wherever. If I think we may not get an extreme rally, not even like extreme rally, but a move beyond this, like if I think there's no potential, I would either go full out at target or I would get out of like 7 contracts up there. So it all depends. There should be a way to show if you're long or short. Oh yeah, it doesn't show that. Well, to be fair, this shows that. So like that gives, the problem is if I add anything else to this, it's going to shrink more. You guys, yesterday we already had trouble seeing it. So I made it bigger. Is he short or long? Look at the screen. It goes up. Hang on, I gotta let my cat out. Go now. Go ahead. Thinking bearish, yes. Go for it, brother. Yeah, we're about to invalidate my thesis completely. We're in a heavy range right here. I had conviction when this got the break to look for us to get above 90. We rejected 90. NQ rejected the open. I can easily see a rejection here. He's average height, guys. Fuck you, Rain. Perfectly average 5.9. Someone said, why didn't I enter off the orange area down here? The hourly, I believe. And this was the 15. Pretty aggressive 15-minute candle. Not something I'm overly eager to jump into. I was interested down here, but I ended up not taking that trade. So that was one that I technically, quote unquote, missed on the day, is what it is. It happens, right? And then this one I just wasn't overly interested in. So that's just how that went. This is Trading View. This is Trading View. Yep, cool, Jay. I saw yours as well, brother. I'll get to you after stream. I'm gonna catch up on DMs. I still haven't seen Tay's, but I'll look again. I mean, 1 HP, I wouldn't say good trade so far. Good stop loss for sure. The stop loss is fucking on point at the moment. I'll give it that. The stop loss is great. See ya, Flutus. But no, I like the structure. If we can end up continuously holding the open, the problem is we just need NQ above the open. I think if NQ gets above the open, 400 is an easy target. Pretty soon, though, in a few minutes, I'll probably start looking to hop off. And you guys know me. I'll leave an OCO before I hop off. I'll tell you exactly what I'm looking at, where I'm looking. Watch it turn out like last night. Ollie, I'd love it. I would do the same thing every single night. I'll take one loss every night to start stream, or even mid-stream, if I can catch a 4R, 5R trade every night. Makes sense. Just don't want to catch a falling knife. Yeah. I just conviction there wasn't as high here. Yes, I can see the entry, but by the time I would have got in as well, you're getting in here. For me personally, I put a stop below the low wick of that candle. So I'd be looking at like a 10 plus point stop. And to me, that's just not a risk I'm really willing to take. It's just a wider risk at the moment. Yeah, 1 HP. The only problem is if it wants to test that floor one more time, I'm stopped. Because we've gotten as close to our stop as we can. So like we've gotten one tick away. If we want to test that one more time to see if bears are going to get enough selling pressure to push it, or bulls are going to hold, I'm stopped out, which is the unfortunate thing here. So we got closer to my stop than I would want, because now we can't sweep the low at all without stopping me out. See ya, Ollie. Especially with NQ just being weaker at the moment. That's the only struggle here. They are tracking the EMA so far. But with us full reversing this 5 minute, it's looking more like an unconventional, like 5 minute 1, 2, 3-ish. I'm anticipating this. There it is. So, a little over 2 on the day. If we hold that, that's going to be diabolical. Oil with a little bit of a stronger hourly there. See how it closes though. See you, Ron. I'll say damn if that holds that. Now I would love for us to go retest 65. We retest 65, I'm cool with it. naturally, what do you mean I need to use stops, brother? If you look right here, I got stopped. I used the stop. I'm not in a position anymore. You can actively see it exit. Oh, gotta delete this. My bad. There's a stop here, and there's a stop quite literally right there. I have zero position open. I don't know what more I could show besides exact orders. No, you're good, brother. But yeah, no, all my orders and P&L are right below my name. And then this is a stop. I use hard stops on any trade I'm in with futures, no matter what. I will always use that, especially because we're trading price action. So it's pretty straightforward on stops. If this holds, that is diabolical. Yeah, no, I've gotten nuked way too many times years ago without a hard stop on futures. I would rather get stopped out than run no stop every time. Yeah, Marks, I think is June the contract rollover? You can just do this. I should tell you. Yeah. So it should start to rotate into September. Should be what, next week we'll get rollover? Yep. I think the spread on NQ is just because of the volatility. I mean, this range alone during just pre-Asia is 200 points, 220 points on NQ. That is extreme range that we're riding in. I really think there's a chance we hold here, and I just got stopped by a tick, but I'm not going to stab again. Because usually my loss is like $500 to $600 on an account. I'd be willing to take a trade probably tomorrow on this account, but I usually don't like losing more than 500 in a session on an account. Well, more than 600, sorry. Like that 500-600 area. Get back in there, soldier. Joe, I would have to go to a different account. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to. I do have one funded that is close to drawdown. I have an account on the brink of life support right now. Marks, it is what it is. I mean, it's like I talked about, and this is a great example of it. I said I didn't love how close we got to my stop because if we wicked low of day at all, I would likely be stopped. And that's exactly what we did. So it's just an unfortunate circumstance. I could chase right now, and this could easily still work. I truly believe this trade still works. I think I just got stopped. And it's just what it is. Can't do anything about it. I could sit here and tweak about it. Oh my God, I got stopped by a tick. It's all that'll do is impact my trading going forward, and it ain't worth it. Full port lean hogs, you might be onto something. You might be onto something. But no, being stopped doesn't bother me. I could take another trade, get stopped again, and it is what it is. How can CPI report impact the market? CPI report can impact the market exponentially. If inflation comes out super hot, might be in a bit of trouble. I'd be shocked if it did, though, which is interesting because before CPI comes out, we're tanking oil aggressively. The number one thing that's pumping up inflation. But also, and someone else can correct this because I'm negligent in that aspect of all the financial aspects and fundamental aspects of it. But I believe if CPI doesn't come in hot and it comes in lower than anticipated, we probably start pricing in less of a chance of a rate hike. I believe that's true, but we'll see. Yeah, if inflation remains high, we're cooked. We're beyond cooked. Nap, I trade a little bit more on evals, but not aggressively. Usually like 15, sometimes 20 micros. You see Trump fell asleep in the Knicks game? Dude, he's fucking old. My grandpa would do the same thing. Full port a different account, you can get a max payout. Not on consistency. I'd give fucking max liquidation. No, at this point, I'm probably just going to let this, if this works, it works. You know, I got stopped. Trade just didn't work for me. That's how I'm viewing it. Someone said something about data that came out that did this, but I forget what it was. I wasn't trading during New York, so I truly don't know, because we had a good trading session yesterday. Typically, if we have a really good trading session during the overnight, I just might take the day off, which I did today. Which there was a lot of opportunity today. I just didn't take it. What was the exact reason for the sell-off again? I know you guys probably know. I just wasn't paying attention enough. 10-year jumps over 4.5 and we're toast. Yeah. Yeah, dude, if inflation starts rocketing and rates go with it, we are in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Especially if the war kicks back up. If inflation's hot and oil's this low and oil rockets again, good luck. Heard it's going to be 6% in Q2. Fuck. You talking about 8 inflation or the 10-year? Oil's getting a little bit of love here. Interesting. Trouble tweak the numbers. We've been doing that a lot with oil. We've been manipulating oil to kind of give us the numbers we want. Like the initial pullback in oil, which a lot of people don't understand fully how we technically manipulated that market, which the market in general was manipulated. When we got this initial sell-off, we were just pumping reserves. Like as fast as we humanly could, we were emptying our reserves. I saw something, I don't know how true it is, but our reserves are at levels that we haven't seen in decades with oil. So at some point, we will have to buy a shitload of oil, which will likely try to crush the price of oil for that to happen. Up 200 with oil. Beautiful. Yeah, aren't the reserves at levels from like the 1940s or some shit like that? Like they're low. They're low. It's crazy because we had them, I believe we had them pretty much full before this war happened. And I've talked about it before on stream. There's a series of events that checked out perfectly with oil that just, it's funny to view. But with the Venezuela thing and then following by Iraq and then how we dumped the reserves, it all makes sense. Cup of Joe, that's because there's just a lot of uncertainty in the market right now. So it's going to be like that. 83? Okay, so I was only 50 years off. Yeah, Nap. The thing is, though, when oil rocketed, because what people don't know is Venezuela has the largest underground oil reserves, so unmined oil reserves in the entire world. From statistics I've seen, Well, we took over Venezuela oil, and then we attacked Iran, which crushed the price of oil higher, and then we sold a metric shitload of oil right after. It might just line up perfectly, but you know. We finally getting the flush? Maybe. I don't know, dude. We struggling. 15 is straight sideways. Hourly is straight sideways. At least we closed like the higher end of the last candle, but it doesn't look good. If we lose this, we might go back down to that 65 area. Just really build out this range. Dude, gold is just so weak. Russell's looking good for a sell. What do you think? Rejected the open. The 4 hour inside bars where it has me kind of just torn. Because it's an either way candle, we can trade off of it. Hourly, if it breaks that hourly low, we can look for that continuation. ES just broke its hourly low. NQ just broke its. How we react to these is going to be important. If we break the lows and get back above in this hourly, we are just range bound like crazy. And it just is what it is. Nothing we can really do about it at that point. But we would just be heavily range bound. If we do end up holding below this low and getting that push lower, we can look for that continuation back down to like 65. Same thing across the board. Yo, are you talking about the reserves? Because I'm pretty sure we were buying a bunch of oil last year. Could be wrong, though. I'll ask Claude real quick. See what it says. Nah, if I agree, we were definitely due for this. Like all this volatility and range and broader pullbacks makes perfect sense compared to what the market was doing. The last time the strategic oil reserve was this low was August 19th, 1983. That was when Reagan was president. Only time it had less oil was its initial fill-up phase when we started filling the reserves 43 years ago. For example, this is just Claude giving me info. In December, we had 411 million barrels at the end of December, and we have already exported over 50 million barrels. The administration plans to sell a total of 172 million barrels. Previous modern low under Biden was in 2023, around 347 million. So we are currently below that. Oh, NAF, it was. When you see NQ straight up 2 months in a row, up 32%, you know something's coming. Yeah, yo, I was just watching it. I was just looking at the stats. It was 2 million barrels above the 83 level. We are now below that. And the scary thing is it says we plan to export, where was it? The administration plans to sell a total of 172 million barrels as part of the coordinated global release. So we've sold 50 million and we're at lows from 83. We plan on selling 122 million more. Interesting. I'll have to look at that then. To be honest, that is from the Department of Energy. Claude got that from the Department of Energy, Newsweek, Yahoo Finance, and Yahoo Finance. So Department of Energy is one of the resources there. All right, so I'm happier about this then, because I was just wrong versus being wicked out by one tick. I'm East Coast, Sebastian. One HP we do. We need to see a bigger rotation. I've talked about that before on stream, where the only way we would have been able to save the market from a bigger pullback is if we saw a heavy rotation into the other Mag 7 names like Microsoft, who's been getting beat up for months on end. So I would have wanted to see a rotation into these if the market was going to hold. The fact that these are selling off as well isn't great in general. But no, I agree with you. I don't see anything to take here. Unless you took like this short for a quick little trade, I don't see anything that I love. Because I would want to see ES probably go test 65 support again. I'm going to get rid of this just because my P&L is already on the screen. 15-minute closes in 4 minutes. If it closes weaker like this, then I would anticipate 65. If we push all the way back up towards like 77s, I would anticipate this to try to hold and just be a disgusting range for now. GC's flushing. Is it? Yep. Yeah, GC's getting crushed. Gold does not love the war conflicts going on. It's honestly shocking to me that oil's not higher than 90. It's definitely interesting for sure. Short and leave open for New York Open. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I don't like that. Unless you throw a super wide stop. I think we can still go either way. We are just sitting between 90 and 65. We break that range. I agree. We break below 65 with confirmation. Wholeheartedly agree. We've already bought all the way back up here. If we get a strong 15-minute close, there's a chance we still go higher. We're just in a nasty range. But with that though, chat, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because I don't see anything that like I can kind of see myself trying to build a thesis for another entry, but I don't love the charts. So I kind of don't want to take another entry. I'm not over eager to dive into anything. So I think we're going to wrap it up, call it a stream. We do have CPI in the morning. Alan is on at 1 a.m. Eastern for the pre-London session, the fucking legend himself. And then we go back to the normal schedule. Jake around 8:30 in the morning, and I'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Connor says, no, do it. No, I'm going to get up instead of yeeting. If I yeeted, I'd probably just buy an eval or something. But I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I'm going to wrap it up. Y'all have a great rest of your night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Good chat with you too, brother.